Hello everyone. Okay, my microphone is still not working. One moment. Okay, is that any better? That is not better. I am still only seeing one line on the thing. Great. So I'm probably going to need to replace this. Go. Maybe it's better. Have I got it the right way round? Yes, I have. Great. So I'm not 100% sure why. But okay, there's a little bit of interference there. Maybe that's... Okay. Okay. Lesson, do not touch the microphone. Do not touch the microphone. It is working and... it is working, and hopefully that will be good for the rest of the stream. Yeah, hello everyone, and we're back. I'm aware it's been a while since last stream. That is because the UK decided that we were going to be having a nice little heat wave again. Not necessarily quite as hot as the previous one, but still warm enough that I really did not want to try and stream in all the hot weather. I'm hoping with the upcoming house move, I'm going to be able to set up a more proper studio and have that actually properly air conditioned and whatnot, and be rather thermodynamically, so I won't have too many summer. So anyway, we are with Disco Elysium, and we were our stream detecting solo because we had asked for Kim Kitsuragi to take the body away. Processing. So we do have a few leads. I'm investigating back with the bookstore, as we can see here. A few we were doing. And out. Nice. So we saw this.
As before, an iron safety curtain curves before your eyes. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney.
So this is based on what the book had said. The ghost that is the people who try and run a business where she is just all fail. Let's knock on it.
What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
On it harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Well, it's keeping giving me the option, so not even harder.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
Oi, we hit it with the crowbar.
If this is really an entrance to the chimney, then there must be a furnace somewhere as well. Maybe there's another way to get in.
Yes. Actually investigating here. Ah yes, and this is
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
let's take it.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
So I can see I hear the murder of the hanged man talking. Probably not carbon monoxide poisoning. Maybe. I mean, we are in a large area, but let's see what's happening.
Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains you saw upstairs. You should investigate.
Okay, so we got a chance.
You muster all your strength and yell.
Okay, that was an abject failure.
Your throat can produce little more than a dry croak. Awkward, since you already had a drink. A lifetime of smoking and drinking will do that to you.
Oi, don't snark at me.
The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Well, kicking it with my foot will definitely... Oh, that was a bad idea.
The hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Okay, maybe I should have done that first, though we are going to need to stop and get some healing items. So, let's...
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid.
Oh.
Still, it's good to have this dirt on you. Real men wear coal for makeup.
Okay, so next chance, try again.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Tiny voices. This is a bunch of kids then.
Hello?
Hear a woman's voice answer.
you've awakened the entity.
This is the police. Who's there?
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
I think that was M. And hope that curtain tried to knock on is now open. Is now open and my goodness. Hello. Wow. Here. Place full of dice. Oh, are you the one of the people behind that calling? Yeah, thousands of dice. Must be.
Hello, I'm Nia.
Bird-like woman sits on a emerald shining through the air. Maybe we should not be shining the on her.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
Perhaps on a headphone.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
You mean by...
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
That's the headphone.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Okay, so this leaves a bit of interesting flavour to it then. So honestly, I'm pretty much thinking there's nothing supernatural going on. It's just someone had a business, it went bad, didn't make money, they had to close, and then it's just gotten a reputation of being a bad area. Are you dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong.
I'm not interested right now. I'm a police officer and I need to ask some questions. I know that I'm not feeling good. I'm sorry that. Is that ill? Life stuff, but either way, I'm sorry to hear that. And I love how Anya, from Spy X Family has just become a meme. I just love how she's become a meme across everything.
Of course, I can see that. I just thought you were a police officer looking for dice. How else can I help you then?
I mean, dice. Depends if you decide to pick up a playing game at the store. So, what do you know about the man who was lynched?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
Oh, so you didn't see or hear anything Sunday?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
Stops to try and come up with a...
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid. It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it. And I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
How have I been doing? Aside from the heat wave, where we had a second lot of high temperatures, I've been feeling, unfortunately, a little bit exhausted. So this has been the first day that I've really been feeling up to streaming day-to-day stuff. Hopefully, some years and back to streaming now. Hopefully, and then of course still got all house move stuff to be fiddling. Still going to have planning meetings and travelling stuff, so it's all be a little bit chaotic in that area. But fingers crossed, be able to get somewhere soon. So you never took your eyes off the work to look at?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
This person values focus above all. She keeps her sharp sight on the instruments before her.
It's a shame, because if she had that sharp sight and was able to look out the window, easily be able to tell us what happened.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Yeah, how did you become a...
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Interesting. Makes sense. So do you like role games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
So I'll ask where we are. What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks very brick. Even though they've been, there are still signs of soot.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
So how long have you been here then?
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
There is no curse.
When she arrived here, there was no room anywhere else. She must have known the other businesses.
Oh, okay, so we can ask her about this bit then. Let's just get to it.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
So how do you explain those companies?
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
Which is pretty much what I was saying. There's like a couple of people had a string of bad luck, and then they just had a curse associated. I'm not a bot. Been reading a lot. Anything particular? Anything interesting? I'm going to presume by the fact that you use an Anya emote, you've been catching up on Spy X Family. I know I've been hearing a lot of good things about that. I admittedly prefer to watch anime rather than reading manga, because sometimes I find it a bit difficult going on, but I am definitely to the second season that should be out. I think. Anyway, any others that you've been reading? Plaisance is the one who sent me. He's convinced the place is swarming with energy.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Bookstore isn't doing well. Hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Yeah, so
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East of the Commerce Center project.
interesting. Been watching Overlord season 4, and I've heard good things about Overlord. That's in my queue to watch at some and One Piece. I think there's like over 1,000 episodes of that now. It's a bit too dense for me to get in, but I have heard it's going to be wrapping up soon, which will be an interesting thing. The last of the like main or three main pillars of Shonen Jump, if I recall. It's going to be if anything takes its place. So yeah, we'll say the whirling isn't doing.
And then there is me.
Besides, looking at the messy work table by their scattered knives to carving files to wire cut.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Except for play song, you're the source of it.
Malignant entity? What does that even mean? Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity?
Not at all.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
Now, I'm starting to see there's no curse, only business natural fluctuate.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Yeah, so what happened?
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
Oh, right. This is, oh goodness. This is, yeah, the, oh, sorry, just adjusting my microphone. Yeah, these are all of the, cool things that we have right next to the wording in the bag. Hello there, Toxicite. Yeah, feeling a bit better. Finally actually able to sit down and do a stream without either feeling like I'm going to fall asleep doing so or feel like I'm going to bake in the heat. But yeah, things are going okay. How are things with you? Oh yeah, so I found the building's intercom, but it's not working. Let's start there.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me.
Maybe?
I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
Yeah, we'll continue and query about that one.
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet. Sure, I'm listening.
Hey, so the hair salon.
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you. A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. It's not about the haircut, it's about the confidence.
Oh. Wisdom tooth growing in the wrong direction, waiting to see all surgeon to look at me and then do the extraction. Ouch. Oh, I can sympathise. One of my wisdom teeth started hurting about a year ago and then stopped. But because of the way like the NHS dentistry is in the UK, there is a huge backlog for everything. So wasn't able to be seen for the longest while, but it hadn't been hurting, so we decided to just do a wait and see approach. But yeah, having to have one out is not fun. Is that one of your top teeth or one of your bottom teeth? Because I've heard that getting your bottom teeth out is a lot more work. And yeah, I'm a simple man. I don't really have opinions on hairstyles.
Me neither. I just want it off my face.
That's a strand of hair under a headscarf. Oh, fair enough. And I'm not a bot. Been sleeping good, but on a horrible sleep schedule, you got the flu. Ouch. Well, usual advice, keep up your fluid intake, make sure you get lots of rest, and probably don't worry about your sleep schedule. That will resolve itself once you're better. What happened? Gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemiteps Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Interesting.
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, and probably some other kids we've yet to meet.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
He's a little ginger gremlin. He likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
And yeah, I'm going to presume that the community project didn't work out.
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Yeah, so the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right?
Let me guess, someone thought it funny to make them repair their own windows.
Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milius. Who would have guessed?
Oh,
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Okay, shame about the windows. I'm not even going to ask about them
Yeah, don't.
So, stuffed animals?
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
And let me guess. The taxidermied animals were a front for the drugs.
Anything else?
Chickens?
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Sex right activists?
Mm-hmm. The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
But insects don't have any brains or feelings.
Actually, insects do have brains, but yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
The rotor blades and ski.
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
Oh dear.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Oh, interesting. Do you know what those transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine, that he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Yeah, of course, sounds about right.
But Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those keys and blades are still lying around in the house.
Toxicite, so what's currently going on? I presume you mean in the game. So we finished the investigation of the body and we've talked to some of the dock workers who are on strike. The bookstore owner has said that there was a malicious entity living in the furnace in the back rooms, and we are investigating. So we had a look around and we found this woman who is basically the last business owner in the back rooms, and we're just asking her about all the other businesses that were around previously. There was an intercom system between the Whirling in Rag, or next to the Whirling in Rags, just by where we found the body. So we're just going through and asking her about all of the businesses and what happened to them.
They were just props. Why return them? Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
And we are also detecting Solo, because we said to Kim Kitsuragi we have finished with the body so he could take it to processing. So he's gone until the morning, and we need to make sure at 9 PM we are out of here and into the apartment complex to talk to the smoker to try and get some information about what he saw on the day of the murder. And so yeah, we found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
Yeah, that one, exactly.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
It's like, what do you mean liberal? What happened? I'm presuming this is in the vein of Douglas Adams. It's like, I love deadlines. I love the sound of them as they whiz on by. Yeah, Douglas Adams was notoriously bad for keeping up with schedules and deadlines.
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
So what specifically went...
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she could still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
They must have been on a gigantic ego trip.
That's what I thought. Because when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep up new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
Yeah, they should have just tried harder.
Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Ooh, epic failure.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
The taxidermied bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Oh,
Indeed, what were the other ideas?
There was really just one. and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Fritta does the same thing.
I was thinking that, yes.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT. And they already had the bear.
Right, so what about the bear?
The bear. Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
And yeah, we did indeed kill the bear.
We did what? Of course they left it plugged in. Even in death, the bear is costing them money. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
Megatherion is a real life creature.
Sounds cool. Why is everyone doing drugs in this place? Even the taxidermist?
So yeah, Megatherion.
Megatherion, a mega wild beast. It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly. Understandable. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all.
Narrator saying, sounds cool, just made you short. Yeah, there's just some of the things that they say in just such a deadpan manner.
Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
The temperature has dropped in the cover of the night. You see frost on the windows.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
Any more questions about the
I'm
info?
pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What do you want to know?
Okay, nothing there.
Sure, I'm listening.
A
Good.
question.
I hope it clarified things a bit. What else? I'm listening.
Okay,
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
Shivers. No, we do not. Yeah, report back to place answer about that. Just leave. So we want something that gives us shivers. Really got a plus. Is from the t-shirt man from Heimdall. Oh, hang on. The RCM patrol cloak. That is the jacket. Oh. Oh, right. Okay. What did we just take off? Oh, endurance. Oh. Oh, so that almost killed us by just changing our jacket. We almost died. Whoops. Okay, and actually tools. I think we'll take this off because I don't really think we should be shining that in her face much
it's
more.
You again. Are you looking for a dye?
So let's have a look. Why hasn't her business failed?
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
I too nearly die when I change my pants. Yes. Changing clothes can be fatal. Changing clothes can be fatal. So I have a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed.
Didn't we already talk about this?
It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
Oh, this used to be a coal plant. You're in a chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
It has a different address in the heart of the city.
And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces. She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
Do you know what this is?
A lucky charm?
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan. It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Don't call it a dump. You made it nice and cozy.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world.
Yes, I was just about to say that. That she is very, very much leaning on the fourth wall here. Yes, very appropriate there. Crimson Dynamic redeeming with the happy laugh. Very appropriate there. But yeah, she is very, very much leaning on the fourth wall here. I mean, the entire thing with the call-in role-playing game was a little bit leaning on the fourth wall as well.
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
Yeah, let's order a die.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
So I'm wondering, if we buy a die here, is this actually going to help us sort of with any future rolls? So tell me about your most extra.
A star that fell from the firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure?
Yes. Something that special, yes.
Yes, you definitely have the proper attitude. How about a pair of 100-sided dice? Made of ivory and inlaid with lodestone, a naturally occurring magnet to complement your magnetic personality.
Sounds fantastic. How much?
10 real, and I can get these ready in 8 hours.
It's a
Great.
deal.
See you in 8 hours then. Was there anything else?
Nope, thank you. So what is the new thing we have here? The precarious world. Temporary research bonus. All red checks will fail. Can't internalize that one just yet. Yeah, and there we go. Pick up the dice in 8 hours and be sure to have some money. Well, we have our money anyway, so we probably need to re-equip Forge, don't we? That is convenient because it is 12 past 8 p.m, so that gives us a tiny bit of time to head back to the apartment to smoker. So obviously we want to place arms, unequip that, and here we go. Merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. I thought we said we didn't care about haircuts. I thought we didn't care about haircuts. Let me actually have a look, because there was a role-playing game here.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Yeah, let's...
If you say so, but you better stay away from those immoral occult rituals.
There we go, okay. And let's talk back to her.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
Dark sarcophagus.
Yes. How was it?
It was a charnel house of failed business enterprises. I'm in no personal position to give out personal... Yeah, nothing to see there.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
Yes, her name is Neha, and she's a novelty dice maker.
Novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
No, she's a businesswoman just like you.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her.
So we don't want to say number 4 then. He says it's just capitalism.
Wait, what? The entire economic system is cursed?
No, that's not what I meant.
This is a lot for her to pass.
Only a world revolution can help. The system must be cleansed of immigrant labour. Need to get used to chaos. I'm going to go with the third option.
Precarious world? Economy?
She looks down at the pendant in her trembling hands.
I understand what's going on here. You went in there, rummaged around, and accomplished nothing. And now you're telling me these intellectual things to cover up for it. It's okay. You don't have to. I was wrong to trust another person. I will manage this psychic calamity as I always have. Alone. On my own. Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
I'm sorry. Okay, we did just buy the board game.
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you two right now.
Okay, farewell for now. Yes, have this board game, and we have a skill point, so we can keep that in mind. So I think for now we will quickly go back and grab some healing items from Pete, and then go back and look at in the apartment. Okay, and healing items.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, I think I'll grab one draw amine for +3.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Thing.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
And yeah, we'll get 2.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Okay, so we still need 8. Need 8 for the dice, so that leaves us a little bit over 5. We have the hotel room for the night, so we should be clear on that. Back to the apartment we go. across here. I mean, it said previously that we were going or potentially fall through there. That's not happened yet, so I wonder if that was, say, not necessarily a false lead, but just something to add a little bit of atmosphere. So we need to go out in the balcony. A maroon glow of light blue. Distant traffic. Night is. I still like to know what's behind that door. Was it me who said you might get Digimon Survive? Yes. So I've seen that it's out. I've seen a couple of other people playing it, and honestly, it's actually not what I expected, so I'm not 100% sure I'm actually going to get it. I don't know how to really clarify it, but it feels like, oh, there's two parts of it. We got like the visual novel style, which is almost what we have here, and then we've got a battle system, but they don't seem to mesh for me. I mean, personal opinion. It's just obviously what's been going on. So, yeah, probably not one of the ones that's for me. Not what I wanted.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Yes, I think that's part of it as well. The battle system, like 90% visual and 10% battle. And yeah, the battle system is grid-based, and they have everyone as like a chibi design as well, which can't even argue that that is for performance reasons, because Digimon World Cyber Sleuth was placed on the Switch, so we know that at least the graphical capabilities of that were perfectly fine for the Switch, but they've gone back to a grid-based system. Yeah, I think I was just expecting a bit more from it all. I think I was just expecting a bit more. It feels a little bit like it was like the junior department worked on it rather than the main developers, but yeah. So we'll do a bit of reading to just pass the time.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf.
Interesting. And localization is a bit off. As you've been playing, most of the dialogue has been translated badly. Oof. That is, yeah, not good. Not good.
According to the note, someone named Sulislav. Perhaps someone who belonged to the defunct radio computer company. Sounds like a question for a detective.
Yeah, so what is a filament?
The note doesn't specify.
The illiterate ginger kid? Well, that's Kuno.
The note does not specify. Are you serious? You sure you don't want to hazard a guess here, detective? Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
And the frozen ice cream maker.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
Okay, interesting. Right. And then...
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues. This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
Okay, so what problems do birds have?
Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
Like, why would I ever want a chatting companion? I just want someone to know how to listen.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great. Anything else?
It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
Wow, okay, very, needs a lot of care and attention then. There has to be something great about them if people want them as pets.
You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels.
Ouch.
Ouch. That must hurt. Not great for the neighbours.
Let's, have a look about the different cockatoos.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
The Major Majestic?
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered Major Majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species. It must be glorious to behold, dark pink and snow white.
And the Bang Bang cockatoo.
Despite its banging name, the Bang Bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoles name, Bang Bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins.
And that one does sound a bit like me.
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
I'll have to take some time to think about it because the smoker has just appeared.
Understandable. Choosing your heraldic bird isn't a trivial question.
Oh,
Gendarmerie, you found me.
Martin Martinez. The fake name you gave me to drive me away. The young man on the balcony gives you a bright smile before taking another drag from his cigarette.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and motorways flashing like diamonds. It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight.
Found a key hidden under a stone. Was it yours?
It was mine. My friends use it from time to time to visit me.
As he looks at you, something sparkles in his eyes.
So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
Honestly, I'm just trying not to screw anything up.
Beautiful.
He says again. A nearby street lamp casts shadows on his chin, drawing out the slender cheeks. Hello there, Team B42. How are people doing? Thank you for the follow, Barley1104. How are people doing? Hope your raids have been going well today. Yeah, it's been going well for me. We've had a little bit of a heat wave here in the UK. Finally, it seems to be over, so I'm actually being able to get back to streaming. Yes, all is well. Did I change my avatar? I did indeed. Did a little bit of retexturing work for my eyes and hair and got myself a new avatar, a new outfit for my avatar, rather. Thank you very much. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do a bit more work, like maybe a few more outfits. Oh, thank you for the bits, Darkside Wolf. Thank you very much. Be able to do a couple more outfits and maybe actually create some outfits that actually relate to some real world merchandise that I could potentially make. So I create myself a shirt with a design on it and people potentially buy it if they want to. Captain Nova, yes, the heat was awful. was indeed awful. Fingers crossed. We're now going to be going into cooler weather for the rest of the year. Fingers crossed that we're going to be doing okay on that. Oh, and thank you for the follow as well, Darkside Wolf. Very, very much appreciated. Let me actually give out some shout outs. So PR Harley 1104 playing Dauntless. I've not heard about that one. Darkside Wolf 61. Yeah, I've noticed that my like number of followers kind of goes up and down a little bit. So obviously some people who were following me have unfollowed because, you know, they're not overly interested in what I'm streaming anymore, which is absolutely fine, absolutely understandable. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Twitch automatically unfollows people if you haven't been active for a while. But yeah, so Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War must be interesting. Catranova, I am going to presume that you are still playing Final Fantasy XIV and working your way through that. Who else do we have? Bender 42. Well, just... And... yeah, Final Fantasy XIV for Catranova, I thought as much. And Fall Guys from Bender 42. I've noticed that that's gotten quite a fair bit popular, especially seeing as it's gone a free play across all platforms. But I hope you have been doing well with that. Crimson Dynamic, you've also been playing Final Fantasy. That's nice to hear. What character class is your main / have you been doing anything of special interest?
I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
Okay, so door 28, we've got someone else to do. SMN. Doing main story at the moment. Okay, that's fair. Sounds fair. I know they do add in new content fairly regularly, and starting the Shadowbringer stuff. Nice. Hope it all goes well for you, because that sounds like it's going to be a fun time. That definitely sounds like it's going to be a fun time. So we've got door 28, another person to go and visit. So let's just investigate these other discussion points.
Mm-hmm. That's why I chose this place. Martinez is special, isn't it?
Okay, so why would I want your friend?
Trust me, you do.
Okay then, well, I'll talk to him, but first I want to talk.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark and the neighboring windows have lit up one by one. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad. Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
Okay, run where?
To the city. It's a beautiful night.
A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals hit his nervous system, 1,000 shivers ripple through his body.
Only if you promise we'll talk again. It's important.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
To view the Sunday friend. Hey, yep, we that.
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
Okay, so we want apartment. This was... oh, we can actually go inside. Oh. Business magazine. See what's over here. Empty ashtray. Yeah, that's understandable. This is a fridge. Flyers for underground parties and open lectures. Nothing specific. Back there. What is this? Samoan conical hat. +1. Oh, I will take that. I will take anything that's nailed down. Old photo of the same apartment dated 01. Expensive. Party dragons, all drama and electrochemistry. Yes, thank you. Anyway, as I was starting to say, taking everything that's not nailed down, and if I can pry the nails up and take those things, I will do that as well. Buckets of paint. And an exquisite can of pet. So, hello, who are
Officers
you?
of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
A man in business casual removes his cufflinks.
His hands are clean and well manicured. This is a man who knows the importance of appearances.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé.
Interesting. So what are you doing here?
I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
Okay, you're being suspiciously forward about
Hanging?
this.
What a drag. He seems like a cultured gentleman. You should ask him about the finer things.
Okay, yeah. Ask him about the bed.
Oh yes, my friend has a great eye for these things. He refuses to tell me where it came from. It's a mystery. I believe they call this type of frame industrial. It's very comfy. That's really all I can tell you about it.
Can you tell me about your friend?
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
What's Kedra?
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
What do you mean by that?
That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
So I'm presuming this is going to be something like their world version of the European Union. Membership between different countries, but takes a while to actually...
EPIS is a very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see.
God, yes. Sweet standardization. The backbone of rationality and commerce.
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the Moral Intern feels emboldened by this success. Emboldened to take EPIS to the next level.
Yeah, but what does EPIS stand for?
Why, it stands for progress and stability, like the Moral Intern as a whole.
No, what do the letters stand for?
It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited to take it to the next level.
You don't even hear the words I'm saying, do
A
you?
supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident.
Is it going to be like this place here?
You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy.
Revachol, any chance of them going to be part of the EPIS?
It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
You just said candidate members never become real members.
No, candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. Time and evaluation. But we were talking about my friend here, not politics.
Oh, you still haven't told me who he is.
Sorry, who?
Your friend, the smoker on the balcony. We were talking about him.
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
Hey, what's his real name?
Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation.
So it sounds like he may be undocumented, and if that's found out, he could be potentially deported.
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
Okay, which fine arts?
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
Basically, you know nothing about him. So how did you two even become friends?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in. Au contraire, it's how millions of people end up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too.
So, doesn't explain why you're doing in his apartment by yourself.
I'm just enjoying the view.
What view? It's dark outside.
Listen.
The baby is crying in the neighboring apartment. Waves crashing in the distance. The sound of sea below the window.
Yeah, we'll go with I can hear the waves.
The Insulindian Bay.
And what about it?
This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
He knocks on the balcony door, his face mirrored in the darkened glass. Yes, I was asking about your friend.
My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee. I'm all ears, officer.
Oh, what's an official like you doing in
The
Martinique?
coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
Hey, what are you doing here in this apartment?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
So, you're some kind of bureaucrat?
Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stabilité. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Inter.
And the international community is?
La Communauté Internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
And what do I call the coalition?
Your employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol. The RCM is but one part of this provisional administration.
And the price stability?
It is the most important thing.
And that doesn't tell me anything.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
And this benefits us how?
Take your daily bread, for example. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
Uh-huh. So 2% of what? I mean, I understand what he's talking about and what's going on. Like, which is essential to be essential. Yes, he is kind of just talking around the subject.
But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%. The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Yeah, sure.
A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the Moral Inter. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the Moral Intern's commitment to transparency.
Okay, so yeah, we want to know more about the Moral Inter.
It's the International Organization for Moralists, hence Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
And so you are a moralist?
But of course.
Why?
Because moralists believe in a normal, stable...
Remember to stay
moral,
hydrated.
democratic life.
Okay, fine, fine. I got blups working again, so I will finish off my drink. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what's a normal stable world?
The Occident is part of the normal world. Oranje, sur la clé.
Martinez doesn't seem to be normal or stable to me at all.
Martinez? No. Martinez is something else.
And Revachol?
Revachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
Okay, so... there we go. Ooh, okay, so apparently I've got the 6 points towards ultra-liberal. So no, we don't want to be a moralist. Yeah, democracy is a meaningless sham as long as the working class is under the boot heel of capital.
Ah, my friend. But the lesson of the revolution is that communism does not work.
And you're telling me this world here is working out well?
It's moving towards the right direction, and that's all that matters. Progress is measured in centimeters, my friend. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Sur la clef?
What's there to say? Sur la Clé is a modern, urbanized country that measures very high on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
And what makes Revachol their darling?
Because a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur la Clé. Its language, its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone have been mercifully spared of Sur la Clé's love for meatballs and mashed potatoes.
Okay, and Oranje?
Oranje is an exemplary nation who, as a core member of EPIS, contributes 28% of our annual budget. Next to Sur la Clé, Oranje is probably the most prominent member of the international community.
But outside of EPIS, what is Oranje?
Oranje's economy is one of the most advanced in the world. It has successfully transitioned from heavy industry to advanced services and generally acts as an engine for sustainable change in the international community.
Can't you just talk like a normal person?
About what?
About Oranje. Just tell me what it's like there.
Oh, it's very urban and very well organized. Their streets are clean, their horse cars run on time, the people are polite and efficient. Like I said, they are an example for less emerged nations to follow.
Right, let's talk about something else.
Whatever you wish, officer.
Hey, so you actually witnessed the lynching?
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
Okay, start from... Okay, we're going right into accusing him. So anyway, we'll start from the beginning.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
Meaning it was terrifying?
No. I mean, it was so strange. I could barely believe what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
How many of...
I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
Sound familiar? That matches the prints you observed at the scene.
Were any of, like, 200 kids?
That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell.
And what happened next?
I went back inside.
So you didn't actually see the lynching happening?
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man.
Okay, so he's obviously saying he didn't see anything. So there's no point asking number 2. But if we do ask and he says that he could identify ethnicities, then we'll know he's lying about not being able to see anything. Okay, but we'll just ask, can you tell from their voices?
All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
That doesn't quite comport with what you know. Don't forget the lady driver.
Are you sure at least one of them wasn't a woman?
It's possible, officer, but I cannot say with certainty. It was very dark, you must remember.
And ethnicity?
I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Aeropagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
Yes.
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching.
Like, what do you mean nothing happened? They lynched someone.
Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything.
Hey, why didn't you call the RCM?
You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock. I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
And can you tell me when it happened?
All I can say is that it was late.
You didn't check your watch?
My watch. Yes, now I remember. It was 30 minutes past midnight, give or take.
I would say unreliable witness, but it has been shown that all witnesses are unreliable to one extent or another, just simply because of natural biases and the fact that when we remember things, we don't actually remember as it was. We do actually put in a bit of what is happening now into it. But anyway, so you didn't actually witness the hanging itself?
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
Well, all my
Of
questions.
course, anything I can do to assist the RCM.
That's all.
A moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Why can't we talk later?
It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night.
Okay, so yeah. I've actually played some of the Ace Attorney games previously. I think I played the first 2 when they came out on the DS in English way back when. Yeah, some of it was interesting, talking about witnesses and the like. But one of the big ones I do remember is... I cannot actually remember the names of people, but I think it was 2 sisters, and one of them died in a car crash. Yeah, thank you for the lurk, I'm not a bot. Hope you have a good rest of the day. And like all the little details and such didn't quite add up, and it turned out that the sister we were talking to like took her sibling's identity or something like that, and it's just the moment that I was able to connect those dots and realize that the evidence she was giving and saying about getting out of the car on one side when actually it would have been the other side was very telling. And I just remember being so excited about figuring that out. He's so excited about that. Yeah, we'll just take a look around the apartment and just make sure we're not missing anything else.
Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space. Let me know if you have any further questions.
Okay, so nothing that we've investigated. So we have these. +1 logic, drama, and electrochemistry, but -1 suggestion. So we're getting a decent selection of items and outfits, but my goodness, we still do look fairly interesting. You're watching someone go through that case. I'm sure you drowned in your validation of getting it right. Yes, I was. Very, very much so. So does that count as a jacket? Oh my goodness, yes it does. And that counts as a hat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, just look at the chaos we are creating. I look god awful. I know. I look fantastic. I look fantastic like this. Okay, I think we'll actually put some stuff back properly. Okay, and I'll put that hat back as well. That is not brilliant, but at least a little bit better. And I think we should have 2 points for a level up. So once again, looks like a Cyberpunk 2022 character with how mismatched you are. Yes. So I was saying this previously, but I've been testing out Xenoblade Chronicles as a potential game to stream. And one of the things that they actually do is that they took from, I think it was Xenoblade Chronicles X, because they did a remaster of it for the Switch, Xenoblade Chronicles, and then they actually had it so that you could, or you had all of the items that would actually give you good bonuses and such, but then they also had a cosmetic section so you could actually make things all match up. So even then you can still get some interesting combinations. So the fishing village. So go upstairs and knock on the door at number 3. We need to have Kim Kitsuragi back, because I did try and ask, but the game went, yeah, you need to have Kim with you. And government marked heavy fuel oil, so that's once again when Kim gets back. Find your heraldic bird, we've almost done that. I think now I'm going to go back to the whirling in rags. We'll try and see if we can get into that secret passage, and then we will head to bed and hopefully recover some of our health and morale for morning. So in the morning we should have the fishing village open up to us. It will obviously be a nice new area to investigate, nice new people to go and chat to. Obviously this is very busy today. Anyway, go down here and
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
And here we go. So the workshop spare key found.
The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years, but then the lock clicks. Dust rises before you like mist. A tomb? Haunted by regal spirits from distant ages. No. Smells like engine grease and cut wood. A workshop.
Right, there we go. So we can now enter. Ooh. Okay, close the door, just so we don't have anyone coming in after us. Franco-Nigerian theme is horses and sword. White Diora, female figure in more. Spare key tied to the bush outside the corner room window. Yep, we've already found that. In this box here. Ooh, 5 real. Nice.
Over there, in the corner.
A pinball machine.
Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it.
And let's take a closer look. Oh my goodness, are
Cornelius
we...
Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin operated.
Oh my goodness, are we actually going to have a mini game of pinball?
Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready.
Yep, we're going to play pinball, so lean closer to read the text.
Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Muindi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gordy shall return and save his people.
Okay, I was thinking. So this feels very much cribbed from the legend of King Arthur. Even though technically King Arthur was originally Welsh, it's been co-opted by the English, and when England is in its darkest hour, then then we will have him return. Save England. So let's inspect the playing field.
The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble.
You didn't know Arthur was originally Welsh? Yes, he was. Even before England had boats, we were stealing stuff from everyone else. Yeah. Yeah, King Arthur origins. Okay, so technically a Celtic Britain, which is basically, or the people prior to the Welsh, Cornish and Bretons, so the people in Wales, the people in Cornwall, and the people in Brittany. Yeah. I suppose potentially more in terms of created by Proto-Welsh people who were, yeah, not Norman English, basically, yes. TLDR, not Norman English.
The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on them and represent the goats as they race up and down the mountain. Areas around the playfield represent Gordy's climb, places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Get them to the summit.
But why goats? Seriously, why goats?
Indeed. Think of them as balls.
Okay, we'll insert one real and see how it goes.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease. Go, go, Fingerboy.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this. Continue playing.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board, and although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go. Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths. But finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through. Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass.
Ooh.
The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening. There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to calculate where they hit next. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death.
Okay, so reaction speed. Stay on the ball. So we got a 28% chance. I'm going to put 2 more into reaction speed and hopefully 58% chance. The red
With
one.
automation-like precision, you keep the final goat ball in play, reacting to the tiniest stimuli, floating in the flow state. The fog is clearing, and suddenly the old speaker crackles. Gordy ball is lit. A panel opens up at the top of the playfield, and a new ball charges downhill. It's larger than the goats and matte black. Cornelius spell the white letters running across the equator.
Interesting.
So violent is its descent, it immediately knocks the last goat into the abyss, then proceeds to bounce all across the board as if carried by some demonic otherworldly inertia. High score, announce the speakers, and the whole machine lights up. Then the flippers retract, leaving a perfect opening for the Gordy ball to join the goats backstage. Cornelius vanishes, and the machine powers off.
Was I so paralysed with choice I saved up my skill points to use them to get my skill checks? It's not necessarily paralysed with choice, it's just more, when I level up, I've been trying to keep a skill point in hand, just in case I have a situation where I get a red check like that, which might be the difference between getting information and stumbling around for a couple more hours. So it's less paralysed by choice and more wanting to keep options open. So, well, we won.
You didn't just win, you absolute legend. You joined a very exclusive club of people who've ever achieved this monumental feat. Too bad no one was around to witness your triumph. It was a high score, after all.
Oh, we can still put our initials in.
Once again, the machine becomes one with the dust and the darkness. Life has left it, unlikely to ever return.
Aww.
The machine is dead and silent. It needs serious maintenance before anyone can play again.
Oh, that's a shame. What's in here?
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
Wow. Okay, so that has not been maintained in like 63 years. Hopefully this isn't going to lock us in. So look at the control.
There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descend, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken.
Oh dear, I'm getting a bad feeling about this. So what were you used
The
for?
deep scratches on the floor suggest it was used as a freight elevator for transporting heavy machinery and one man.
Okay, fingers crossed we're not going to get stuck. Let's close the doors and go up. More window. Okay. Tools, replacement parts. Schematics for a pinball machine. Something. It's in. Pinball makers coat empathy and hand-eye coordination. Pinball machine taken apart and
So
gutted.
this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now.
Like they gave up on fixing them at some point.
Yes, pinball hasn't enjoyed a heyday for 15 or 20 years. Yes, Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade. A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf. And it has been forgotten. Now there is only one working machine in the main hall. The rest is lost to dust. Remember the dice maker? Then that means...
Whirling in Rags was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade. This left over from...
As the dice maker said, yes, It all fits. Not that it has anything to do with the case, but it is a nice connection. But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
And could this mean the whirling rags really is part of the doomed commercial area?
Yes, it would mean that. And God would not like that. He should probably be made aware that his establishment is part of the neighborhood ghost story.
Resting.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Yep, indeed, someone's been back here.
The dust has not settled again where these footprints have been made. The displacement in this dusty hell tells a story.
So what does this mean?
Neither the footprints nor the dust speak their secrets, but you know it means that someone has been back here. Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways. Shoe size is 41 to 42, maybe 43. It could be a large-footed woman or a small to average-footed man. This is, unfortunately, the worst, most vague shoe size there is.
Okay, so we can say the soles have left a pattern, uniform horizontal lines, so it's not the old sole, and potentially not the workers hanging either. So one person went.
The footprints go up the length of the room and back down. That is all they do. The footprints are of one type. They do not congratulate you for correctly recognizing what type they are not.
And they're not the workers' boots from the hanging.
The footprints do not speak. They simply exist here, a product of the dust, just as the footprints outside are a product of the mud and apparently different shoes. The footprints are still there. They have told their story.
Okay, and we've got one investigation point here. Tiny hole in the wall and a bedroom on the side.
The door is small but heavy looking. It's barred from the inside.
Okay, unbarred. Okay, so what mystery do we have? Oh! I was saying about this the previous stream. It's like, I want to be able to get up here. Cigarette smoke, Astra menthol. Okay, right. Cold coffee and an ashtray. Like a hedgehog. Handful of dried white wildflowers.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
82% chance.
You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell. The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette.
Okay, so I was saying in the previous stream, it's like, I was seeing someone up here smoking, and I was kind of going, it's like, how on earth do I get here? So, Miss Classier apparently has access to this area. That is apparently the area we just came in. So we want this door then. Hastily made bed. Over.
This
Out.
window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures.
I'm not 100% sure I should be going down here. Dirty clothing. Hotel bill calculation. Have a look at this. Bathroom. Yard below.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. It's been used quite a lot, but not for scrubbing blood off towels or anything else interesting, it seems. It's clean of chemical odors too, just some dried toothpaste on the handle. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners. Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra. Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotvaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
Okay, so 58% chance on electrochemistry. We have some things which will help us with that. +1 electrochemistry there. Fingerless gloves. Okay, that's probably about as good as we are going to get, and oh my goodness.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something, soft, yet crinkly.
Hey, interesting, I was not expecting that.
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar.
Yes, it is.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs, plus an old toothbrush, and
Hey, 92% chance.
a bright orange bottle with peptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
What's so exciting about this?
It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Okay, so just take it in plain sight means what? Taking the drug or... Okay, I'm going to risk it.
Feels like gold in your hands. Light and precious.
Okay, so take it meaning take the item, not take the drugs. So Toxicate's a cat, fur baby. Made it a habit to bum rush my door the moment I walk out and attack my headset like it owes her money. Aww. I presume this is your little baby kitten. I presume this is your little baby kitten that's being a rascal. Put the Thimble Maker's coat on. Probably put that back on. And trousers. We are looking spectacular. Still after all this time attacking it. Aww. Okay, so done all of that. Heading to the gym. Hopefully I'll catch you later. Yeah, no problem. Have a good workout at the gym, and if I don't see you, have a good rest of your day. Don't have a... So we might go back in. Talk to the proprietor, tell him that this may be doomed. Yeah, so we know this is probably Classier coming up and walking around for whatever reason. store. All of the... Like they've gone?
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Okay, right, first thing, there's a peephole in the...
What wall?
Upstairs in the secret back room, right next to Classier's bedroom. I think it's used for looking in on guests.
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the Whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
The colour has drained from his face.
Are you sure you haven't been spying on your guests?
Absolutely not. Fuck you for even implying it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my staff. The establishment will look at it and ascertain what it was. Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not.
Well, I got into the back room.
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He's really, really holding himself back here.
Aren't you going to ask what I found?
Okay, what is back there?
Pinball machine. Pinball work.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Why, did you want to play?
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
Thinking of turning the place back into a pinball arcade?
No, but we could diversify the entertainment options, seeing as you've opened the door back there. The machine we have in the corner now is broken. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
Yeah, those numbers he's adding up must be making good sense to him right now. Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
Yeah, so definitely warning him about it is probably going to be a good idea. Yeah, so I may have discovered the Whirling is part of the doomed commercial area.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
So you know of the curse.
Everyone knows of it.
The Whirling is listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in Building B of the commercial area.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling.
Once?
It's a sign of the Whirling in Rags not being part of the doomed commercial area. If anything, we're revitalizing this neighborhood.
Well, the Whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade which failed, so perhaps the Whirling will escape the curse.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework, these high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms. For 14 years, man, that's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
14 years, that's the same amount of time the Dice Maker has been around.
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way.
Growing on you again?
Even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
So you finally admit it?
Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation, maybe even a promotion.
Okay, so who owns the place?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
And who named it Whirling in Rags?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
So you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song. Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
And the other cafeterias manage?
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those old ghosts.
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
The others?
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the whirling.
Oh, good luck to you with this place
Luck
then.
has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help. So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up? Yes?
Okay, and I think that is probably the most we're going to be able to do for this day. So it's almost midnight in the game. So I think we'll head up, see if we can't... Ah yes, electrochemistry was the skill for stopping the expression, wasn't it? So probably actually change back into that rather wonderful combination of things. That, gloves. Try the modular track pant. I think that was it, wasn't it? So what does it say? Oh, electrochemistry, it's 5, okay.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the expression.
So we probably want to point in electrochemistry then. Other one. Encyclopedia. That is up here. Let's go with electrochemistry. And let's
A mirror
go back
hangs
to that
on
one.
the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore.
Okay,
It's your face in the
70%.
mirror, adorned with... It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered.
Okay, so we can't do anything too much about that. So let's...
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
Okay, so we'll head to sleep, and when we wake up...
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Okay, I was going to say, so when I wake up, I'm probably going to be taking a quick break. If we get any more.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man. It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately. Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
This body's worthless anyway.
And why might that be the case? What lava lights on such a bloated corpse to be?
I think I need medical.
Oh, yes. That'll check you out. Give you some pills. Make it all okay. The Wonder Makers.
Don't be stupid, Harry. It's not happening. They don't make new kidneys and livers in hospital. All you've got to do is pray to God it passes and stare at the flickering darkness.
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
I will. I'm looking at people all the time. I like them.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
At least they're interesting. Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their ears, full of secrets. People are beautiful, statuesque, parodies and tragedies of themselves. A great democracy of creatures.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Well, that was definitely interesting. Okay, so it's 7:30. Week. Okay, nothing's going to interrupt us for the moment. So this. Okay, that looks good. Right, so I will be taking a quick break. But I'll be right back. I'll run a couple adverts as is per the norm, and we'll be back in hopefully just a few minutes. Okay, should all be good. Back with a drink as well. So, Kim Kitchalaki. Oh, I need to get rid of the pop. So Kim should be back. So, and we'll see if he. Okay, no. Okay, let's head downstairs and see if he's down there then. See if we can come back and... Yeah, hello! Back.
Yes? What do you want to know?
I think...
Good.
Alright, so we have Kim back. So, first priority is probably go and talk to Classier. Then, obviously, we want to go down to where the... Here. Perhaps outside? Oh. Hey, hello.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one and a cup of coffee.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Yeah, nice for you got here.
It's much nicer now.
Otherwise, wander north toward the yard.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
Would have been nice if we could have gotten rid of it sooner.
There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man.
Hey, you lady, I think I need...
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Yeah, Disco Infernum.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
Ah.
I am Kim Kitsuragi. I am a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few. Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Do you feel the hardware's a stain?
Oh, I've got a couple of good years left on my warranty.
He looks down at her body shimmering silver jump.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Takes a pensive drag of her mint cigarette.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
Hey, so what's your...
Clausier Amandou.
And how old are you?
I'm 28.
What do you do? What's your specialization?
Something stupid. Oranese lit.
Oranese lit?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
Wow.
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove.
And obviously you are thusly Oranese.
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
Wasn't the tattoo on the hanged man an Oranese map of the waterways? The thought begins to form in your head, then dissipates. Something for later.
Okay, so this is telling us, kind of highlighting, hey, this makes sense. So what is
A bad memory, officer.
Bad memory?
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminium. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. And night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
And could we take a look at your passport?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
You don't have it with you?
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Okay.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
So how do I know you've told us your real name then?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu. It's a weird name.
Then?
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
That's it for the
record. So official.
So nice room you've got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
So what are you doing here in the Whirling Insects?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Okay, and why specific?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
All of the above, I guess. So we'll go here on the...
Came to see the new world. It's a tourist thing.
Up into the old...
It turned out to be a Zarath-infested third world slum. I'm wintering.
How long?
About 4 months. Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Revachol.
I always wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of the year. It's a tourist thing. I'm winter.
How long?
About 4 months. Here in the Whirling, I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
You're too young to call yourself a disco has-been.
I'm really not. I'm winter.
How long?
About 4 months. Here in the Whirling, because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell.
Well, I suppose that's a reasonable decision behind staying in pretty one place in Revachol. I've quite a collection.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
How did you amass such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
You seem to have peptide.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Like what?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours, not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a mirrored speed molecule, basically.
So, yeah, I take some for personal.
Huh? Motherfucker took my Preptide? Looks like you owe me one, officer. I'm talking serious corruption here.
This does not amount to actual corruption. I can easily log it under confiscation.
Robbed by common highwaymen.
Okay, good. There's a motorcyclist going past the window, but thankfully it doesn't seem to think through a microphone.
She's not angry, but it's true. She's gonna have to find some more Preptide now.
And the door, did you notice with downstairs elevator?
I did not. Mystery solved then. I kept wondering where it led.
There may be more to this mystery at some later time. She's holding back. Let's make a mental note for now.
No, there's a peephole on the other side looking.
A peephole? You mean like a hole in the wall?
Yep.
Yes, looking into your bedroom, miss.
The lieutenant points to her window. The unmade bed is visible.
Okay.
There's a pause as she processes this.
A jitter of fear and disgust moves through her body, beginning from her shoulders and ending in her hips. The cigarette tastes foul to her now.
Do you think this is somehow connected to me?
Well, we don't know at this point.
Okay. Do you have any way of knowing how long it has been there?
Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. The perforation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It should not be hard to cover with some tape.
And if it is recent, who potentially made it?
Shit. I don't know. Maybe it's been there for a long time. Maybe the local kids use it or something. I don't know. I'll be fucking covering it up with a lot of tape, that's for sure. Was there anything else back there?
Go for saying it's the old pimp thing about tracks.
Okay. I'm glad someone's had fun.
There were tracks on the recent one.
Huh. This isn't good.
She's straight as a stick, suddenly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's lost in thought. Eyes narrowed, forehead furrowed.
And yes, that window knew.
It is.
An evasive maneuver. Ask a follow-up.
So when was it changed?
Yeah. I'm trying not to lie to you here. Stop making it hard.
Then tell me the truth.
The truth is, I'm a horrible girl. Windows break around me. It's not their fault.
You hear the scribbling of the lieutenant's pen.
Yes, other question.
Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
Yeah?
So, a room.
All right.
So, what's this wild
She
flower?
looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Yeah.
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Okay, right. They tell us you've been through something difficult.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Okay, right. This is where we need to tread very, very carefully. So, were you sexually assaulted?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Well, yes. I wasn't gonna just say it that blatantly, but yeah.
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
Oh, it's not that early.
She looks around. The sun has risen over the sea. People are rushing to work below.
It is. It's murderously early. I'm amazed I'm awake. Why am I even awake?
So, you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
Sounds like there might be a personal history there.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Okay.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
So Titus asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
Warming them.
So, and you're sure you weren't raped?
I'm 89% sure.
Does that mean you're 11% not sure?
You know how it is.
Do you?
Maybe you don't.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
It sounds like something happened and you don't want to acknowledge it.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be as flippant if I had been?
Perhaps people react to things in different ways.
You get the feeling she might be.
What did happen between you?
We partied.
Partied. Where have I heard that before?
A lot of partying going on.
From Titus. About her and Titus's relationship. That's where you heard it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, game. You mean party?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect. making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
Any feelings involved?
A little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Okay, so it must have been hard for you seeing him in the...
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Okay, finally we're getting some answers.
Jackpot.
And so the call reporting the hanging, that was you.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
I will not tell anyone.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Okay, the caller's voice was in...
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
How?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
Which landline?
The one downstairs, officer. I used the whirling landline.
That's some clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
Yeah, seems like you had some idea. That was indeed nifty.
Thanks.
But why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
Hey, so what details can you tell us about him? Name?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair?
Another puff.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
So what did they hang him for, if not rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
Yep.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
So yeah, definitely just all things coming to a boil, and I think, well, he not necessarily unfortunately got in the middle, but he was a convenient target. So why was there a bullet in his head then?
Bullet? They shot him too?
3 of them.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday night?
So indeed, we'll go through that line of questioning. Where were you when this was all happening?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie.
And how do the Hardy Boys know?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now.
How did you...
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
And party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
One.
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Thank you for telling us this.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
Okay, so the fact that we've got a little something else.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Okay, so volition. T. Put in the eye.
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you.
Oh dear.
You know these guys? Who? Me? Yes, he's talking about you, you shifty asshole.
Oh great, we've got all of our inner thoughts and such arguing against each other now.
You too. Me? No way. I'm straight, man. These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore.
What?
Believe it.
Which ones are affected?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume.
All of them?
All of them.
Even you?
Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised. Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here. No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick. Tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory, truth, softness. Protect her. She wants you. I take it back. He's got it pretty bad. But this next guy's on another level entirely. She likes you. The crown head is a boring condom. He's jealous. This is human nature.
So how did this happen?
How it always does. Through subtlety.
What can I do?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do.
Can't you turn them normal again?
No.
Is this then?
It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, is it not?
So does this mean she's been lying to me?
I think it's safe to assume, yes. Mr. Thespian here hasn't been speaking up. If he were, I suspect there would be paeans to her truthfulness. Like this. She is a lady, most fair and just. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lies. That is correct. And omissions too.
So can I trust rhetoric?
A little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something. I wouldn't know. I don't add flair. But when it comes to assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her.
Can I trust any of them ever again? This is getting weird.
Don't be melodramatic. You can trust them. Just not with her. A light green speck and imperfection on the outer rim of her right iris. It sparkles.
What's her plan?
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious. See? It's oddly moderate, probably compromised.
I've been talking to myself long enough. Let's get back to it.
Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
Close your eyes and let the moment pass.
For a second, her face disappears from your cornea. Only a silvery negative remains. Still smiling, a tired smile.
Let's return to this
Why
later.
not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Where's it coming?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
And now that I hear superstar and law official in a sentence, they just sound weird together.
What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish.
Nah.
Yeah, a cool, trash superstar. Big dick cop down on his luck. Salam Rocky by here. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Wait, what's that about a ludicrous fantasy world?
Yeah, you know. Beneath it is just heartbreak. A pulmonary tract infection. Atherosclerotic disease. This is where you say action and reconceptualize all that. Reinvent it as the world's first celebrity police officer. This is the beginning of your legend.
Nah. So I think if we go back in, head downstairs. Oh, no, that wasn't. I want to go down.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
And you think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all of that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
Not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, I was going to pause and talk to Kim, but obviously the game just went, nah, you're talking about it now. So seeing as it is light, let's grab that plastic bag and put... So obviously one of the things we're probably going to need to try and get at least a little bit more money at the moment.
It's you again. What is it?
So one of the things on the spoiler-free walkthrough I found was that apparently you could fail this, but Kim Kitsuragi would potentially stop in. So the fact that I did this all by myself was a bit unintentional. Okay, so let's go over the rape victim again.
Again? Seriously, man. Fine. Fire away.
Yeah, I think I know
You
her.
don't know her.
Okay, you're right, I don't.
Good boy. You don't know her.
No, I do.
Not the way I do. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so I found someone who saw the hanging.
A witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
That's just tactics, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already roll on the others, and he's in witness protection.
Yeah, so yeah, my witness isn't
Well,
local.
let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella?
He's not alarmed by the sudden appearance of a witness, but he is surprised. This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name.
Aye, so basically don't do the first one. So he's a high-ranking government official.
Yeah, right. Like we wouldn't know if an MI plant was in our town. Nice try, right?
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, What wacky claims did he make?
Witness said he saw 2 people of Arapagate descent and one
Arapagate? Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there too. I already told you. We were all there.
And he said the hanging went down very quietly.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy boys are dead silent.
Yeah. It's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
And the witness said it all looked like a surreal play.
Those flaccid MI cocks with their culture language. Everything's a surreal play or sublime whatever. Doesn't mean anything.
It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film.
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
Shanky, it's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was.
You don't know shit.
I know you are lying, Shanky.
He writes in it. Okay, so enough about the witness.
Some witness. I pulled the same shit. Came up with some shit, then went and said it to people. Get a reaction. Don't have to go to cop school to try that.
You don't have to go to school for shit. I never went to school, and I'm doing great.
You're doing a hell of a job, man. Hell of a job.
Okay, so Classier says she wasn't raped.
Fuck. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
Interesting.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
See, what are you talking about? She's very lucid.
She wasn't raped. The witnesses' statements were very clear.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
Being very protective.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking
hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy.
Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
The room is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The rest of the cafeteria has gone quiet, too. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape.
Oh, really?
Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters. A mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Well, where can I listen to?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
So yes, where did you get the tape?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
So how did you bug them?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Okay, so which one of you is doing this advanced radio work then? Let me say it is none of the people in this room. It is Odd Soul.
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Steve picks his beer back up to offer a silent.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
Interesting. So what is on the tape then?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why. Won't you listen to it?
A door gun is a gun mounted to the door of a transport airship. They have a habit of mowing down civilians. Farmers mostly.
Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about. Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Fine.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
So a few more things about the tape.
What about it?
Okay, nothing new there, so we'll just go in this. Right, so we need to go and get those dice, and we need to find a tape player. Hopefully those two together aren't going to be more than 17 real. But you know they are, which is why I have the bag. I have a bag with us so we can get potentially
the dented yellow mailbox.
Potentially get some tiny bit more. Those are just viewfinders. Doesn't look okay, so we'll go back to the secondhand store. I can't remember the proper name for it. Really cannot remember for it, but we'll go down there, see if we can find any extra bottles and money while we go down. Won't work. Oh, need to come down here. It's fishing dock anyway.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harmon Waushi, stares at you longingly with its tape reel eyes.
Can I play a tape on it?
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Worth a shot. Can I get a discount?
A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real.
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Doorgunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly, he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play something so experimental. Careful, you can only do this once.
Okay, I'm gonna say, how does 10 real sound?
Sounds like a rip-off, but okay. I can make it 10, but no lower. And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Okay, so we've got that.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
And we have something else.
Sure. Let me have a look.
Let me check my
Anything
pics.
else you're thinking of selling?
Oh, we can sell the shop purple. You feel like you should hold on to this and make good use of it. Getting 13 hours and 77 cents seems like good stuff out of it, and that postcard as well.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Another time, perhaps.
Okay, and we'll just check the boombox. It should play the tape.
Of course. It's in working order still, isn't it? Just pick your tape and set it spinning. It all starts with the tape.
Okay, there we go. So we've got the boombox to play tape. We've got some money for the I'm really blanking on words today. The dice maker, so we can go and grab that. You know, it's probably going to be a situation where I spend 8 real on it and it's going to do absolutely nothing for me, but oh well. Yes, the dice maker was accessible via this. Go in. Back here. Previous.
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand.
Yeah.
Right. Now let's get to it.
Some areas are inaccessible without your flashlight.
Yes, I already know this. I've already done this area. Thank you very much, game. Put that in that one. There. Hello, I've come for my dice.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Oh, yep, I came to pick.
Excellent. That will be 10 real for one set of magnetic dice.
I thought you said it was going to be 8, but...
This was an especially fun set to make.
He says as she opens her drawer and hands you a sparkling pair of dice.
Dazzling. It's like you have a pair of tiny disco balls in your hand.
I think that is all we probably need here, so... I think... Head back down to dock. Anything? Take that back.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Hey, here's a trap. There were no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
Hey, what kind of person would remove the collars?
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
That's pretty much that mystery done. Let's head out. So let's go back down to the dock and see if we can access that new area. Off for a couple of days. Yes. Go to access this now.
A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling out from the hole where an indicator light used to be, and a mechanical lever sitting in the middle. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then, the water lock starts moving.
Remember to stay hydrated.
It's a good thing I have a redeem cooldown on that. Okay, yeah, I did get myself a new drink, so I'll take another good sip of that.
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on.
I have to stay hydrated. I know. Gosh, the first time I put that down, I swear I had someone redeem it like 5 times in a row.
Focus on one thing, achieve it, then the next, he thinks. That's the task chain.
Obviously got a few things to investigate around here. Oh, hang on. Money. And yeah, obviously indeed in this heat, it is a good idea to make sure you just stay hydrated. Yeah, break a box. There is fence. What else? Bunch of stuff over here. We probably want to do after that. Traffic beyond the gate, more abandoned motor lorries, more Elysium. No entry with an inverted star. Ooh, Jamrock Biker Cop Sunnies. Empathy but negative logic. Okay, okay, it doesn't look like we can go anywhere any further than that. Okay, so yes, this is indeed a brand new area. Someone's broken down the fence and barbed wire, so that's one way to go. A creaking head, broken axle thing. Okay, so this abandoned. Oh, this is probably our car, isn't it? This is our car, isn't it? Banged up fuel canister. A bottle drained for its booze, frozen to the ice. Okay, so if it's frozen to the ice, we probably can't pick it up then.
A banged up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible.
Oh dear.
It must be cold and lonely down there, in the icy water. The seawater has already started to corrode the metalworks.
Oh dear.
Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading.
Yeah, so this is where the tracks on the plaza were leading to.
It appears to be so.
The lieutenant has a peculiar look in his eyes as he investigates the wreckage. Let's investigate.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea.
Okay, so we'll just take this one step at a time then and hand
The
over the
motor
cold
carriage
metal.
is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, but this one looks worn even in places the salt water hasn't touched it.
Okay, so what's the make? Can we see a logo?
The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by.
How long has it been?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
The estimate is correct. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening.
Well, looks like Jacob Ear's journey can top 10.
Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Yes. Crazy recklessness. I'd say it has been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
What should
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The Joyrider must have left something good inside. Guns, papers, maybe a cool jacket. A Joyrider jacket.
Nah.
A Joyrider jacket. You feel a strange connection to this Joyrider. Maybe he's from some kind of Joyriders district and likes blue and white racing livery, like a cop would. Papers. Papers would be cool. Maybe there's registration inside, like a person registration. You know, like your badges.
Okay, how long will it take for the low tide to come in?
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
Okay, so we'll sit on the swing and wait for the tide to then.
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Looks very blue.
Yes, it does.
Favorite blue thing.
Let me think about it.
Got drama. So where is drama is. Level that one up, and we have 72% chance, but it is a red check, so.
The tune on your lips forms a strange yet undeniably beautiful contrast with the surrounding bleakness. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance, then, still looking straight ahead, he joins you with a higher pitched and slightly more melodic trill. Two birds on a wire, whistling by the seaside, looking at the water and a sunken car. The wind blows. In the distance, behind the church, some vagrants are having an argument over a bag of tear they found in the reeds. Further away, a flock of seagulls lands. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
Hello there, Blue Cornflower. How are you doing? Hope things have been going well with you. So was your dad also, you know, point to your eyes?
My dad and mom are both half civilized.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Yeah, things are finally cooling down here in the UK, so been able to, between weather and energy levels, one's gone down, one's gone up, so I've been able to come back and do a bit of streaming. Also did a bit of retexturing on my eyes and hair for my avatar and a new outfit, though unfortunately I have noticed when I close my eyes, my left one has a bit of a hole, so I'm going to have to try and see if I can figure out how to fix that. But yeah, so new outfits will be coming along the way, and fingers crossed I'll be able to do designs both for my avatar and for life. You didn't even notice. Oh, no worries. I mean, honestly, it's nothing too major. It's still green hair, teal eyes, and a red top. How goes the whole house selling? Slowly, slowly, slowly. It's going slowly, but it's going. So we've still got a fair amount of things to wait on and confirm. But it is looking like it should go ahead. Oh, the eye hole glitch. Yeah, well, if I keep my eyes closed like this, I don't know if people can actually see it. But it is just below the eyebrow. I mean, I can notice it and it bothers me, but I can notice it and it bothers me. But yeah, it's just something that's going to need to be fixed at some point. And the avatar looks even better. Thank you. Yeah, it's like a tiny shadow or something. I don't know what it is because I get it like So I use a program called Leroyd Studio to make the base of the avatar, and I don't know what it is, but whenever I actually use this hoodie base, it affects my eyelid like that. Yeah. Usually don't blink that low, even if you do it for a split second. Yeah, but like I said, I know it's there. I notice it, so it's a little bit aggravating. I think it's just something to do with the shirt or the top. So yeah. Oh, either way, I'm slowly making changes and improvements to this. So yeah. Probably not going to be doing like a new avatar reveal unless I make some major changes. But for as it is now, I'm just happy to make a few tweaks and things to it ever so often. Yeah, all I'm saying is I'm surprised people's skin color varies so drastically.
Once again, differences in skin color are the result of melanin production, liver functions, regional adaptation, and various other factors.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Yeah, this is taking a while. Can you make out the marquee now?
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Coupri, Model 40.
Yes. Why haven't you?
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, animal control people, you know, those kinds of people.
Yeah,
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
Precinct 41.
Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle?
Okay, so 41 is his rank in the underground street racing hierarchy. Must be Tommy 41, the morning host of FM 41. Looks like the factory made a mistake and accidentally called this one Capri 41. Hate guessing, district something, a precinct, something municipal. Rub your temples, you're getting a horrible headache. Or, oh god no. So, I realised this as soon as we saw it. So I'm going to go with the last option.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry.
41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. No. Just no. Say no to this, Harry.
Oh my god, it's mine! I drove my car into the sea!
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here.
Oh, I mean, blue cornflower. It's like you didn't guess till that speech option, but it's like there was an investigation, and it's obviously where you find the hanged body. There's some tire tracks there, where it basically is someone rammed into the gate, then zoomed back out, and turned around and went in this direction. The fact that Kim himself turned up with a car and we had no car at all was kind of a bit sus. And yeah, considering what we know of our character prior to waking up, it's not unthinkable that we would have potentially crashed our car, the badge, the gun, and now this.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There is also a fourth thing you've lost.
Oh no, what fourth thing? You didn't consider we'd have a car too. Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, fair enough.
More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever into the deepest of seas.
Are we talking about our relationship again? So they're not going to take me back after this, are they?
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
Okay, can we get it out?
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
It's just going to be there like that?
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off.
Well, at least we can see what's in there now. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yes. Let's go take a look.
Yeah, task complete. Find the traffic hooligan. It was indeed us. Oops. Oh, there's our ID badge. Yay! And we get a commander's jacket. There we go. Find the traffic hooligan, and we should have a who made the call reporting the crime. Yep, we found that. Okay, so probably we need to inspect that and just make sure it is actually ours. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at our face. Look how different we look without facial hair.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
I found my
At least
badge.
something came out of all this.
Yay!
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Okay, so obviously, so photo, name Javier Du Bois, rank LTN JFR, Lieutenant, second junior officer maybe. The serial as Revachol number, Jam Rock, precinct 41, date of issue 7th of November. So we've only had that for 5 months, more or less.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that.
But it was only issued 5 months ago.
The badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge.
Yeah, that was what I was just thinking.
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
And he's winking.
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it did on you. It looks like you had quite the charming face way back then. Your hair is brown and slightly curly. Your eyes seem more clear somehow. The lack of alcohol swelling is a bonus, though there's a pinch of that in your cheeks already. Don't be fooled. The bad times have already begun. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
So, Javier Du Bois.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Du Bois didn't.
Wait, what kind of name is Javier?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times, like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
Interesting. So that means we are about 50 years old.
A name like armor.
Javier Du Bois it is
Pleased
then.
to make your acquaintance, Harrier Du Bois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not. The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it. Catch it.
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
W. Freighter.
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And the double Ifritio.
The title of Yefreitor is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank.
Ooh.
In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're double Yefreitor.
Interesting.
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
What's a décompage?
Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks.
Kind of king.
Kinks like satellite officers and the additional freighter rank I already explained.
And satellite officers?
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
Ah, okay. So that is an interesting thing to note. Is that if you get partnered up with someone who is spectacularly good at their job, you as their partner get promoted up with them, even if you don't necessarily meet the requirements of the rank. So a satellite officer is, yeah, I imagine is very, very much looked down on. I imagine a satellite officer is very much looked down on. Hello there, Jazzy May. Been a while. Hope things have been going well with you. Yes. I don't think I've been able to see any of your streams recently, which is a bit of a shame. Bit of a shame. I should probably actually do another like art colouring stream at some point. Maybe I can do 1 or 2 between finishing this one up and going to the next game. But yeah, I hope things have been going well with you. Hope life has been treating you well. So yeah, you've been putting up with all my stuff because I'm your superior?
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work. It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
Yeah, oops.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
So turn back to the document.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads.
A serial number?
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much what I was saying. Crimson Dynamic, you really want to play Disco Elysium now? Well, I mean, presuming you obviously have the game, there's nothing technically stopping you. What was your preferred path through the game? Obviously, avoiding anything beyond where I currently am. Date of issue?
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter.
Mr. 65 discount by a week. Ouch, that's not... That is not fun. Let me just have a look. So there's a site called Is There Any Deal? Which I used to keep an eye on. And that is... Yeah, okay, it's not on sale anywhere from what I can see. Yeah. Yeah, but I use Is There Any Deal and Steam Enhanced or something like that to keep an eye on game deals so I know if it's cheaper elsewhere, what historical low it's gone. But yeah, miss a 65% discount by a week. Ouch. I hope you'll be able to find it soon. Okay, so 4 months ago, Lieutenant W. Freighter.
A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us going.
Post a link to Is There Any Deal? Yep, sure. So it is pretty much just Is There Any Deal? And let me just... I'll get the one for, that I have for Steam. Okay, it's called Augmented Steam. So this one adds into your web browser. Augmented Steam. So basically if you're browsing through the Steam shop site and you go to one, so let me have a look. Okay, Neon Abyss is on sale, so I go there, wait a little bit, Augmented Steam pops up and it shows me like, so it's currently on sale 50% off on Steam. For me that's $7.99, but it's telling me that the current best is 55% off if I use a voucher at Fanatical. So yeah, I just find that useful to make sure I'm getting the best deal for things.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well. but better? Probably yes.
During Steam sales, use SteamDB to navigate through the games on sale, see if it's a record low. Yeah, that's what I use with Augmented Steam, because it has it specifically on the page. It means that if there's a game I'm interested in, I can have a look at that, see if it's at or near its like historical low, if it's cheaper anywhere else. It also counts if it's been in a game bundle as well. So if it's in a game bundle that's currently active, it will show that as well. So it is very, very helpful, the augmented one. And then is there any deal? I tend to do just to have a look at one or two specific games. And is there any deal? You can also set it up to have it email you when a game you've put on your list goes below a certain threshold, and other things like if it's a Steam key, if it's on GOG, if it's on Epic, all of those kinds of things.
A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you. Of that you are sure.
Yeah, precinct 41.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41, like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
The 41st is for trouble detectives.
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiayeva. He knew all those people, although they're not from his station. They must be big.
So this is giving me a clue that he should have known who we are then, if we are as good a detective as our stats are saying.
The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it.
So there is also a watermark on that, so I wonder if we could go back to Kim's car and have a look. That. So footprints in the snow, they lead away from the accident. Well, this is probably where we were found ourselves afterwards. A couple of boats. Card. And the containers. Quick travel unlocked. Okay, that's taking us over there. We don't want that. Wait. Okay, we're going to need to go up here anyway. Did I manage to get the boots? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. We had to take the body away before I could reasonably take any time. If I'd actually managed to do the autopsy on the evening of the first day, I probably would have been able to get them. But, yeah. Unfortunately, no, we didn't have any luck with that one. But we are hopefully going to have a look for the gloves and helmet and everything else. And Crimson Dynamic, so many games I haven't played, really need to start going through my library. Yeah, I mean, same here. Same here. I've got so many games.
Wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench.
Okay, that's just telling me about bench. We can pass through, so we'll need to go around the other way. And yeah, it is tricky. Definitely looks like it. Because you need to make sure you have everything aligned. You've done the autopsy. You've checked the boots. But you've chosen to not tell Kim to go and take the body to processing. Sounds of life. Another container over here. My goodness, this is going to be this is going to take a while. is definitely going to take a while. Boat tucked away, and let's just have a look in this little shack, see if there's anything of note. And yeah, Crimson Dynamic, the big list of games is actually part of the reason why I'm doing all of the streaming, because it does encourage me. Oh, we got a bow knot. That's going to look fantastic. And another postcard. That bow's going to look fantastic on our head. It's part of the reason why I do the streaming, because it does encourage me, at least partially, to go through some of the games I have on my list. So. Okay, we can't get through there at all. Right. If I double click, it makes him run, yeah. I do know that. The holding down the left shift button also does it, but that's a little bit... It's like there's something I can do to do click or shift to auto run, but for some reason I can't do it reliably. Okay, so there's some money down here, and we've got all of these people to talk to. And May, been feeling down a bit, doing my best to fight through it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, so I've had a bit of low energy myself as well, which is why I've not been streaming too much. So yeah, I can definitely empathize with that, but I'm glad you're able to work your way through it. And yeah, I do appreciate the fact that visiting my streams, you are enjoying it all. That is very, very good to hear. Street sign illegible below the graffiti. Oh, nothing too much. And a flower trough. And we have this, which has a book. A primer for small kids. Interesting. Got a few people we can talk to. Investigate. So I just want to make sure I get through the main sections. Can't see into the house from that angle. Investigate the barrel here. And locked tight. Okay, so one here. Anything here? Another bottle. Oh, floating really. What's? Ooh, boots. Plus one perception. You always notice my stream when you're on the BTR Discord. Beyond the relays, yes. I do have my own Discord. I'll just get the link up there. So obviously if you want to actually get notified when I'm doing streams, you can hop onto there, but otherwise I do put the notifications on Twitter as well. So it's not like you have to join the Discord to know when I'm going live, because I do put it on Twitter as well. So, a woman in a raincoat stands on the quay, considering an overturned boat. A sword in a scabbard hangs from her hip.
Factory balanced. Bakelite and stainless steel.
Interesting. I'm not forcing you. I'm being honest. I'm saying I have a Discord. I put up notifications there. You are welcome to join if you so wish. And goodness, I can't remember if you were someone I was talking to about Mass Effect fanfiction. I can't remember if I was talking to you about that or not. But either way, let me just... how can I get my account stuff? But yeah, I know we talked about it and I said that you could ping me on Discord, but I don't think we've actually come through and specifically chatted about it. But like I said, feel free to ping me if I can. Okay, apparently that's only going to work if I actually... Okay, yeah, never mind. I can't seem to get my actual profile name up, but yeah, feel free to pop in, ping me, and have a chat because there is a lot of stuff that I can discuss on it. Honestly, I will talk your ear off if you give me half a chance.
Anything I can help you with?
Well, first, depends. Where exactly are we?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium. The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
Interesting. Okay, so we've got some questions.
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. And that was actually the second one.
Now you want to see me and Dap shit talk about Mass Effect fanfiction? Well, that could be interesting indeed, because I have a lot of theories and backstory about my custom shepherd, because I tried creating a couple of others to do like different paths and different romances, but my main shepherd just went like, you are focusing on me only.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Okay, so yeah, we will ask about the sword.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
Oh, it is imposing.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
But why would you need intimidation?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
So where are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Where's your husband?
Gone.
Gone? Where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
You willing to open up about what happened?
Who knows? Maybe he fell over. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later.
Oof.
Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
But you obviously loved him enough to get married to him.
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Time really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it?
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
He glances at the village where 2 little kids are playing with what look like rocks.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Somehow I don't think she'll be interested. Nice try electrochemistry though. She really likes those muscles indeed. So what do you do
Like I
around
said,
here?
Fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insular Indian cuisine.
Jazzy mate, yes, there are some things on this that are just seem to be almost ridiculous, and then there's some bits which have gone fairly mind screwy, and then there's also been a couple of bits where it's actually been leaning on the fourth wall and breaking immersion. So is that enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Interesting. What have you found there?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
Right, so I'm going to presume that the human bodies could be a bit of interest. However, that could also just be people who are unfortunately, like she said, lost to the waves. Just a general fishing, boating accidents. We're not going to ask about drugs. We're not going to say, why won't you leave? Right, well, the mine, I'm going to say, is probably something that happened a good while ago and has probably already been dealt with, so I'm going to ask about the bodies.
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. Very unattractive bunch.
So we have a 3% chance to ask her on a date. We have a 3% chance. -1, Kim's presence makes it awkward. And -6, we don't know a good spot yet. Hint, explore the coast. So point to the overturned boat. Presume that's yours?
Sure is. The sun, I call her. Coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Sunny days? Catch a snowflake in your palm.
Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slushy snow melt on the yellow belly of the boat.
When do you think the boat will be ready?
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
Waves wash the sand. A skiff moves across the mirror-smooth sea, far away from here. A lone passenger, a fast sloop in the distance, white sails. My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
Okay, fair enough. We'll be seeing then. Just there. Let's have a talk to you, see if you've got any kind of heater inside, but we can get in. The woman next to a bucket of clothes hums an odd melody. Her eyes are closed.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Then how does she know you're here?
Probably heard our footsteps, but let's ask anyway.
I still have a golden ear. Come, come. Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Yeah, what he said. We're cops. We don't cause trouble, we take care of trouble.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
Okay, I've been here before.
No, not you personally.
Oh.
I meant the RCM.
Right.
Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there.
Close to the building behind her.
He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
So what kind of ill omen are we?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
And if I am considered an ill omen, why hasn't anyone told me that?
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then, because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Oh, where could someone stay around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
A soapy thumb points to the building behind her. Okay, well, how much would you charge?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
Wait, you're just giving it?
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
Okay, sure, I'll take it.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
A key appears from under her apron. She hands it to you.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room.
Right, okay, so that's going to save us 20 real a day. But however long we are here for. Okay, I think I'm probably going to finish questioning this woman and then wrap up the stream for today. So let's just get some information. She's obviously been here the longest, so she probably is aware of most things. So what's in here?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
What do you mean, almost don't exist?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
There's got to be something here, some reason why people are staying.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
Between here and Jamrock, a dusty sea of old trees, all covered in industrial soot. Small houses under them, an overgrown park.
The pox? What's that?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses, shacks as far as the eye can see.
So what happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Hey, who else lives here?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they are away right now.
So that's probably the one that's locked.
And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
Yes, we met Lillian already.
Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left.
Well, we haven't seen any drunks yet. Well, it might be the 4 people crowding around the thing.
Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys.
Any way to make a little money around here?
Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
Yeah, this place is indeed pornographically poor.
The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance.
It's a cold, cynical smile.
Riddles fits with the general ambiance here.
Aye. Sometimes it's as though I'm also gotten lost inside this nameless nothing.
We are admittedly a bit lost as well.
Oh, it seems to be a common theme these days.
think I'm in the process of finding myself again.
Isn't that what people always think when they are lost? Something I can do for you to find your way, officer?
I don't think so.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
And why is it abandoned? It feels like a place like this could benefit from having a church or communal area somewhere for people to get together.
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Get the feeling you're leaving stuff out. What else is going on?
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting even through the night. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
Okay, so that's probably something we're going to
Interesting.
investigate.
You could look into this ruckus if you have the time.
And what else is down the coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
What is it, apartments or electrical plant?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
And anything
of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
Well, who'd want to come to a fish market here if it's as poor and meaningless as you say?
No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
That's it, there's got to be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
He drops a bar of soap into the bucket with a splash. So tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you here?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant Double Ifrit or Harrier de Boys.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
Okay, that looks like everything we can ask. So we don't actually have too many things, though, because we did have a load that we were waiting on, but we have finally finished them all, and we have a map. So we've now got the fisherman's shack, so we're getting a better idea of where we are. And then the Martinez waterfront, and that's obviously where the person selling all the stuff is. So we're getting a better idea of it. So we've got the church up here. Okay, I think we are getting something. And obviously we've got all of these checks that we can still potentially do. So obviously the ones which are darker are the ones that we don't actually have the skill levels for. We do have these which we can potentially go and ask. So we've got like the damaged ledger, sleeping dock worker, your map wall. Could potentially do some of those, but we do have So get a reality lowdown, sing karaoke, find out about the tattoos. So that's probably going to be Class A. We put clothes in the trash. It says it may take a while. Find the armoured gloves. So we've got a little girl in the fishing village, which is where we are. Find the murder weapon. Locate a working firearm that shoots 4.46 ammo. Find a government marked heavy fuel oil and return to the wall. Well, that's probably going to be siphoned from Kim's one. Find a heraldic bird, which we just need to finish reading that book. Question Clastier about the dead man and the listen to the door Agana mega mix. So other than that, I think we're doing pretty well. We seem to be doing pretty well. We are on day 3. And everything has been going as expected. So let me just transition over. So we had a couple of new follows and some donations. But as always, thank you to everyone who's popped by to chat, lurk, hang out, and the like. It is all very, very much appreciated. So I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to see if there is anyone online who we can go and raid and say hello to. If there's anyone I know or anyone we want to specifically go and chat to. Just have a look, and if anyone has any specific suggestions, and please let me know. Okay, so we have someone called Chili and Chill, is the only person online. Only person. And is playing a game called Oxygen Not Included. So this is a simulation game where basically you are putting clones of people and trying to colonize an area. Have a look. Hopefully that's not coming through. No, it's not. Got one person watching. So yeah, let's go and head over. And yeah, no problem. Thank you to Jazzy May, Crimson Dynamic, for popping in and coming and chatting. It is very, very much appreciated. Let me just set things up with the raid message. And /raid Chili and Chill. So obviously if you want to use that message to say hello, and we are going to go and raid Chili and Chill, say hello, bring up his watchers for at least a little bit. But anyway, thank you very much everyone, and fingers crossed we will be back on Tuesday and the schedule. Raid has been created. There we go. Raid now. So thank you very, very much everyone, and hopefully I will see you all around. Again, thank you very much, and bye bye for now.